Hi, my name is Jason. Welcome to Pumpkin Abbey. Today we're going to do a small candle project, although it's not going to be this one. We're going to make some heavy-duty, super-duty ones. These are kind of what we use in the haunts for Halloween, just kind of all over the place. They're just a little tea light. You have a PVC, pretty standard. You have some pipe installations. You just cut it to the size you want, pop it in there. Pretty easy. Hot glue around the edges. But we're going to make, like I said, some super-duper ones. So we're going to use this. We're also going to electrify them. So I've got some old C7 or C9 lights. Anyway, we're going to cut these real quick, and then I'll be right back. Okay, we've got these cut. They're right lengths. We went ahead and cut two sets like this. That way they're going to match up. We'll just alternate. We'll just put one over here and one over there and make it to where they kind of a mated set. So the first thing we want to do is we've got to fill this up. The other one we had that styrofoam to put in there. This, I'm just going to use a piece of cardboard. It's pretty simple. We're just going to trace it, cut it, and then we will glue it in with some hot glue. We're going to put some paint over it, and it's going to have a ton of hot glue on it. So I'm not worried if this cardboard just goes away in time. It's the paint and the hot glue that's really going to be there. Might as well do a couple. Yeah, we can do at least 3. Now, this is the outside dimension. There's also going to be an inside dimension. But what we're going to do when we cut this out is we'll just take this here and put a couple of little slits like this. And then these sections will kind of fold down in there. That'll give us enough. We're also going to put one large slit all the way to the middle, and we don't really need to cut anything out like this. It should just kind of hold the cord to the little light. If we need to, we will. So now we'll cut this out real quick. We'll see if that works. This doesn't have to be perfect. Here. I'm just going to take these and kind of fold them up a little bit. Then I'm going to take the smallest one. This will be the easiest. Okay, so we're going to take this, and we're just going to put that to go in there. It might be helpful if we have a stick or something to push up against it. Just means we need to bend the folds down a little bit more. There we go. And that is all we're looking for. Now we need to get some electrical for this. So I've got one here. And this is just an old strand that we use for pumpkins. And I'm literally just going to take these, find the center between these two, and just snip. Just to give me something to work with. So that's what we end up with. Okay, so we're gonna make these a little shorter, just so they're easier to deal with on one side. And that's because since these were in series, we need to address that other end. We don't want to leave an open wire there. We're just going to take an orange wire nut. And then we're going to put an orange wire nut on each side. Just run a little bit of tape. Now we have the other end. Do the same thing. Split it, pull it up. We only need a little bit too. We don't have to have 10 inches of this or anything. Let's strip these wires real quick. There we go. Just going to twist these ends a little bit. Alright, now the fun part. Take an extension cord. These will be 110. Do not need the ends. We're going to leave a little bit in case we want to do something with this later. Same thing, we're just popping this open and stripping it. Okay, now the fun part. These things here. These are just little heat shrink wraps. Makes things so easy. Let's slide this over. Take this. We take our heat gun. That's probably good enough. We'll do the other side. There we go. I think I want to go ahead and cut a little circle out. Or at least do this. I'm just going to cut a little X pattern in there. And then kind of either like we did the opposite way. Just kind of peel that back. There we go. And then we'll just glue this into place real quick. And again, you really want to be messy here because the more glue you get in here now, the less glue you'll have to do later. But you don't want to get any glue down in that hole in the socket. None whatsoever. In fact, when we go to paint this, because we're going to paint all this at the end, we're going to screw a bulb in there and literally just paint over it. And then we'll unscrew the bulb and put whatever bulb we want in it. That way we don't get any paint down in there. So we'll just let this dry for a minute. Okay, now we're just going to take the cord, feed it down through here. Okay, now we're just going to tack around the rest of it. So we're just laying some glue in here, just around that inner edge. Okay, so one of the things that's going to be really important now that this is kind of tacked down and we're ready, we're at a point where this needs to kind of be flat, and with the cord sticking out underneath, it's not going to do that. It's going to wobble around. So what we're going to do is just literally just chip out. You could drill a hole and weave it through there and do all sorts of stuff, but that's not going to be seen. So I'm literally just going to take these, clip out a little chunk here. Let's see. And then basically I just want this to be able to fit in here so that when it sits down on the table, it's not going to move around. So since we've got it to here, I'm just going to take a little bit of hot glue and put in here on the back side. I can kind of run it up a little bit too. And then we'll let that sit here. We'll hold that for a little bit and just let it kind of dry. Now the next part, which is the fun part, is we're going to make our little wax drips on here. So it's easiest just to kind of go around in circles, just kind of go around and around on the top. Then you'll pull a few down here, but it really doesn't matter too much. Also on the back side, so like say you have these together like this, what you determine is going to be your back side. You probably want that higher than the front side. It's just kind of how things, the natural wear of it. This will eat up a lot of wax. I'm sorry, a lot of glue. And if you get too much on it at once, it will start to kind of just be a mess. So you kind of want to do it in layers, but you can be messy with it. The thing is, though, you kind of want to pull it, drag it, or you can start at the bottom and work your way up. Sometimes that's a little bit better too. You'll get that defined drip. And you also want to stagger the lengths of them. Some of them may be real far, some of them not as far in the spacing, kind of stagger those. And we're just going to lay down a few beads all the way around it. Because we're going to do a few layers of this. And you can see right here, see how this has a real good shape to it? That's what we want to kind of do. Just kind of exaggerate that stuff. Back to the second layer. And the glue will almost naturally do what you want it to do. I'm just going to go all the way around. I'm just going to lay down another little bead just to give it a little bit more texture. Alright, we'll let this dry and then we'll paint it. It's a pretty easy, fun project. So, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.